The Webcam circuit is back with its first event happening this Saturday. We're going to have 4 events across the year. First one this Saturday, then we got June 7th, a couple weeks after the Albuquerque Regional. This is going to be the first major event with Attack on Titan 3 legal, and then we're going to have an event in quarter 3 and an event in quarter 4. Those dates are to be announced. They depend on release dates for future Universes products, future organized play dates. We really don't want to step over official Universes events. So those ones are to be announced. Now, the event structure of these circuit events is 5 rounds of Swiss, 64 player cap. This year it's $25 entry. There will be no refunds. I apologize. Then we're going to cut to top 8. Even if all 64 people show up, we're cutting to top 8. There's going to be a 30-minute break and then 3 rounds of single elimination. What makes these Webcam circuit events really nice is it's a single day event. Nobody has to show up on Sunday for anything. Show up on Saturday. If you're out after Swiss, if you don't top cut, then your Saturday is freed up after 5 p.m. around Central Time. If you make top cuts, hey, you're in the money, and let's see how far you can go. We normally finish up around 10 p.m. or so. If the event fills quickly, we can increase it to 96 players with an additional round of Swiss. Now, this isn't going to happen this event because I scheduled this first event so last minute, but the June 7th event, I could see it hitting 64 plus players. So we can increase it to 96 players and throw in a 6th round of Swiss. We will still be cutting to top 8. All right, it's going to be in my Discord server. I'll show you kind of how to play Webcam after this, and I'll show you my Discord server. It's going to be streamed on Tam Cardwell's Twitch. I will be joining Tam for commentary. On most of these events, I'll try and commentate everything. This next event, I'll only be commentating Swiss, and then Tam will bring on somebody else to do top cuts with them. I've got a store scramble that I'm looking forward to. I've got my, I'm sleeving it up now, my Hans deck. All right, let's talk about pricing. Okay, Webcam circuit this time is going to have scaling pricing. So there's guaranteed pricing for the first 32 players, and then after that, it scales up based on each additional entrant. So top 8 gets a base of $25, basically your entry fee back, and then an extra $2 per player above 32 signups. Top 4 gets the top 8 plus a box. Finalist gets top 4 plus an additional $25 plus $1 per player above 32. First place gets everything the finalists got plus $50 plus another dollar per player above 32. So this is how it works out. If there's only 32 players or fewer, first place gets $100 in a box. Second place gets $50 in a box. Everybody in top 4 gets their entry fee back basically in a box. All right, pricing with 64 players goes way higher. Now first place is walking away with an additional $200 on top of their entry fee plus a box, and second place is getting like $150 in a box. And then everybody in top 8 is walking away with nearly $100. Sorry about that. I forgot to silence my cellular device. Bonus pricing. You knew we weren't just done with this base pricing. We got some bonus pricing. We got the top 3 circuit players are going to get $100. And this is not going to consider top cuts. Only Swiss rounds. I really want to incentivize everybody who signs up to play every single round of Swiss. I don't care if you're 0-4. I want you to be playing that 5th round and to have a good time. So it's going to be determined by Swiss points across all 4 events. The more events you sign up for, the higher likelihood you get this $100. And if you play in all 4 events and you're one of the top 3 and you get this $100, it's like you got to enter all the events for free. And then any pricing from that point is just gravy on top. So check it out. Here's how we do it. Like if you went 1-3-1-1, 2-3, 2-1-2, 1-1-3, and you played in all 4 Webcam circuit events, maybe none of these is good enough to top cut, right? Maybe 3-1-1 doesn't even get you top cut. So none of these events, maybe you made top cuts, but you still ended with 30 Swiss points. And I would bet that that's going to be good enough to get top 3. I would be pretty willing to bet that because most players aren't going to be able to play in all 4. So just if you play in all 4 and if you play all rounds, you know, even if you have some majors like this 1-1-3, you know, kind of a dud of a performance down there, it still matters. And you can get that $100. Okay, prize donations. If you are somebody who wants to donate to the Webcam circuit, all the pricing that I've talked about here is just from entry fees, except for this bonus pricing. I'll be honest, I'm funding this bonus pricing just out of my own pocket because I love running Webcam events. But everything here is just from entry fees, and then, you know, we have to do a little bit of administrative costs. but nobody's making money off of running these events. But if you want to donate pricing, like last year we had like a mega donor of $2,000. We had some stores donate cases to events, and that really juiced the pricing. So if you are a player or a store and you want to get your name out there maybe, or you just want to be nice and donate, email me at talkuvs@gmail.com. The donation has to be made before the event. It will go 100% to players. You can give us advice on how you would like it to be given. Ultimately, it will be up to us. And then if requested, your logo, links to your store, everything like that can be displayed on the event stream and periodically through chat. If you want us to do like an ad read for you, more than willing to do that. If you'd like us to like air a commercial, maybe like if you're a store, more than willing to do that. Whatever we can do to help you, we're willing to do it. We're not expecting prize donations, but if they happen, I want to give it a clean way to do so. So there you go. That's the webcam circuit coming in 2025. You can look forward to 4 incredible, well-run events with good pricing, quality commentary and streaming, everything you want to see in an event. Now let's talk about, let's say you're a player, you joined in the last year, past the time where universes stopped holding official webcam events, and maybe you've never played webcam before. Well, I'm going to show you how you would play. So first off, you would go to the event. Here it is. Let's Talk UVS X-Tam Cardwell webcam circuit on the UGN. You see it's $25. You can see that right now, as of Thursday evening, we've got 18 players. Most people wait till the last minute to show up. I suspect we get 30 plus for this Saturday, and I suspect every other event will be at least 50 plus. This event's going to have a little fewer because I scheduled it so late. Then, unique to the webcam circuit is I do need you to fill out a Google form when you enter. I also want you to fill out a Google form. This is, you're going to give me like PayPal details, Venmo details. How do I pay you out after the event? Where should I ship your box to? Things like that. I'm going to need that in the Google form. And then you'll see your name here. You can see a lot of people already have their decks attached. You'll have to create a deck in the UGN and attach your deck here. I'm not going to click on anybody's deck, of course, and spoil their choices here. And that's all you need to do to sign up. And then you need to join my Discord because the event's going to happen in my Discord. So the link to my Discord is right here at the bottom. If you follow that link, you're going to come over to here. You're going to come to this welcome area for my Discord. You'll choose your roles. This is where I make my announcements and things. I've got Let's Talk, Let's Build, Let's Play channels here for various discussion groups. Down here, I've got like general details about the webcam circuit. I can see somebody's said something here in this circuit chat. And then the day of the event, the morning of the event, you'll be given the player role. So everybody has certain roles, right? Like if I click on Bro here, we can see he's a content creator. So his name shines in green. You'll be given the player role, and the player role will unlock this webcam circuit tournament area down here. And then when you're playing in the event, it'll tell you what table to go to for the round. So once I actually start the activity, it'll tell you like, okay, round 1, you're at table 3. And if you're at table 3, then in my Discord, you would come here to like table 3, click here, and now I'm in. And then you would share your screen and you'd share your webcam and your opponent would share their webcam. So that's how you actually play in the event. Let's talk about good webcam setups. And we did codify some webcam circuit rules here. First off, required for your webcam setup, you've got to use a reliable webcam and microphone to ensure clear video and audio. You have to set up your webcam to capture your entire play area, including your sideboard and your cards in hand. Maintain a strong and stable internet connection. That is required, the bare essentials. And then not required is you're encouraged to record or stream your games, and if needed, to share those game recordings with like a tournament organizer and judge. And if you play in one of these webcam events, you're acknowledging that you could be recorded from your opponent, and your opponent doesn't have to tell you that. Players are encouraged to use dual camera setups with a secondary camera showing their hands. Let me show you what I mean by that. And again, these are not required, but I do want to encourage them as best practice. But I get that both of these require a little bit of extra technological sophistication above just setting up a webcam and playing. So let me show you some good webcam setups here. Let's go to me the other day when I was playing in Sam Tate's Ace Maneuvers Webcam Warriors. I was streaming it, and this was my setup, and this was my rival setup. You can see both of our setups are well lit. You can pretty clearly see what the cards are. Now look, on webcam, you're never going to be able to read the cards, but we can see the pictures pretty clearly and what's going on. Both players, you can very clearly see my hands. You can see my teammate Ryan's hands. Down here, our health total. Over here, I've got my sideboard. This is a good webcam setup. Now, let's go over to Tam the other day. He was playing Retro and streaming the Webcam Wednesday. Tam, by the way, hosts weekly on Wednesday nights webcam events. So if you're a player, you don't have a local game store, you've got to go to Tam Cardwell's Discord and start playing in these weekly Wednesday evening events. And then for the major webcam events, you can come play in Tam and I's co-sponsored circuit here. So you can see that Tam's approach, his camera is more top down. So it's hard to see Tam's hands. You hardly see them here at the bottom. And setups like this can get players in trouble because their hands can easily leave the camera. So what Tam's done here is he's got a secondary camera and he's put it in the corner here where it's very clearly showing his hands. So if you want one of these top down approaches for your play area, highly encourage being like Tam, putting up a second camera on your hands. The last thing we want to do is have somebody get a game loss because their hands left their screen completely by accident. And then as rival, I would say this is a pretty darn good webcam setup. My one quarrel with it is that it is very, very horizontal, so it does get difficult for me to see these cards over here, but it's perfectly fine. It's just not the best. You can still see the whole play area. You can still very clearly see his hands. So those are some good examples of good webcam setups, because if your hands leave view for any amount of time, they must come back into view palm up. So look, if cards leave the screen, you're getting a game loss right away. No questions asked. That's a game loss. But if your hands leave the screen without your cards, that's fine. It's just they have to come in with your palms face up. We have to see that you're not taking anything into the play area. Cards must never leave view for any reason. And if that happens, then we've got the penalties down here. So that's what's called a major infraction. That's going to result in a game loss. Multiple game losses for the same major infraction will result in being disqualified from the event. So like if your cards leave the view of your camera, that's a game loss. It's just automatic. Or if your internet disconnects. It's unfortunate. It happens. It's happened to me. You have to understand it's not personal, but it is going to be a game loss. And if it happens twice, it's going to be a disqualification from the event. Minor infractions will result in like a judge warning, and then multiple of those might result in a game loss, and then any cheating is going to be a lifetime suspension. Yeah, and you can read everything else here. We got like functional erratas, like any card that says to look at a rival card now says to reveal that card, since you can't touch your rival's cards. Instead of having your deck cut by your rival, you have to ask your rival how you'd like to cut, and they are allowed to tell you ridiculous things. If they say, I want you to make a third of a cut and then a half of a cut and then take two cards, as long as it's not like over the top ridiculous, they're allowed to tell you how to cut your cards. Most everybody just says half cut is fine. But you need to ask your rival. If you start play and you didn't ask your rival how to cut the cards, that's probably going to be an infraction. So that is everything for the webcam circuit. And you can find these rules in my Discord, by the way, rules and guidelines, and I'll be updating them. This was just my first attempt, but that's how you play in webcam. It's going to be a really, really great time. We've got 18 of us. I'll be on commentary with Tam. I'm looking forward to spending the day with everybody. Yeah, come and sign up. It's going to be fun. Future events are probably going to be bigger. But I, for one, am really looking forward to this. And now that Albuquerque, Attack on Titan 3 is not going to be legal, this is going to be a great event to get ready for Albuquerque, barring any major bans happening between now and then. Please, please, please ban Firepower. you can unban Mop Strike. Just ban Firepower is my personal opinion. But we'll see what happens. So this Saturday, $25 sign up, 10 a.m. Central Time, single day event, big prizing on the line, big glory. You'll be streamed to the 50 of us watching or 100 of us watching. Most of these typically get around 100 live viewers at a time. But be there.